Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is not your usual Hypixel Skyblock video. I tell you that right now. The title is probably going to be something a bit not. This is not your usual video. This is more of a serious video regarding my what I feel is a decreasing mental state, and we're going to tap into some serious subjects. Okay, some very serious business, if you would. But it's kind of hard for me to like get into it. So this is kind of gonna be like, this recording is gonna be very jumpy. It's very jumpy. Like I'm gonna start talking about one thing, and then I'm gonna jump to something else. That's gonna happen a lot, and it's just because it's really hard for me to talk about this. Alright, and I did try to record this once, and I just didn't like how I kind of worded everything. I'll try to do it again, and let's give you a little bit of briefing. Okay, there's all kind of sparked, this whole thing kind of sparked when I was having a talk with my mom. She was talking about my driver's ed, which for the past year and a half I've been procrastinating, and already we can get into something huge. All right, and it's the whole procrastination thing I've been doing. You could ask me more, like any question about why I didn't do something, and 9 out of 10 times I'm gonna say it's because I was procrastinating. Like you can say, why didn't you do your homework? Which actually, no, not that not that specific example, but like, Jerry! Oh, the fuck! Why does he make a sound, bro? I didn't even know Jerry was mayor. Okay, well, too much K. Yeah, I don't know. What could you ask me? What could you ask me? What could a young thugger ask me? Like, why didn't I? Yeah. Shoot, I had a really good example when I first recorded this, and now I forgot the example. Okay, I don't know where I said in the other video. I don't feel like finding it. Okay, point is that I procrastinate a lot. Alright, but for most things I'll just say, oh, I was procrastinating. But I feel like for me that's kind of just an excuse, or not an excuse. Well, it's an excuse, but not. It's kind of like a cop out for what I'm actually doing, the actual problem. Because if you ask me why are your grades bad, I'm gonna say I just been procrastinating and haven't been doing my homework. But like there's a more of a deeper meaning to that. There's more of a deeper reason for why I'm not doing it, which I've like been doing like subconsciously, and I'm like kind of like realizing now. You ask me, why aren't doing your driver's ed? Why you're not just striving to do good in school? Why you just don't seem to care about doing anything? And I'm realizing it's just because it's really hard to talk about this. It's like really hard. Like, it might sound like all happy right now, but I'm putting on like a happy facade, because I like, this would be something I would talk about, or I would type about, because I type a lot about just my thoughts. Like I have 3 separate docs, Google documents, where I type about things depending on the severity of it. Like this, like anything regarding my mental health. Well, sometimes if it's like serious, it would go on doc number 3. That's a doc that I don't have shared with anybody. It's on a whole separate. It's not even on my main account. It's on a whole separate account. I really don't want anybody seeing that. Then I have another doc where I just talk about things I would rather nobody sees, but it's like whatever. And then I have my at school document where I just talk about random shit that happens throughout the day and stuff. I think yesterday I was talking about the fact that the poo I had yesterday was massive. So yeah, that's, you can kind of get a gist for what happens on that doc. But yeah, this would be something that goes on document number 3, because I'm just really bad at like sharing my feelings, like extraordinarily bad. I was all tensed up. I'm really, really bad at it, and I really just don't even know how. Like no matter like I'm just really bad at talking about my mental health to other people, and that is kind of a recipe for disaster because I instead of talking to somebody and they can give me feedback, I'm just left to my own devices, and that's not a good thing. I'm starting to realize because all I'm doing is just thinking and thinking because I'm trying to think about how to like cure myself. I'm trying to think of like I don't want to be like this. I don't want to. You'll understand more when I start talking about it, which I'm struggling to do. But I don't want this. I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want. I don't. Yeah. I don't like this. But I just don't know how to fix myself. But then I'm just sat here thinking over and over again for years, and that's not good. And not telling anyone else. I'm just bottling up my emotions, not saying nothing to nobody, and that is just a recipe for the kids, youngins. No, I'm a youngin, but youngins are younger than me. Don't bottle up your emotions, guys. Guys, don't do it's not worth it, guys. You want to end up like me. You don't want to end up playing Skyblock for an hour a day like me, guys. But seriously, it's like really bad, and I just can't. I don't know if I'm scared to talk about it. I don't know if I feel. Oh, I think I do feel embarrassed whenever I want to talk about it. Like there's been a time I was like having a breakdown like one day. I forgot how exactly it went, but I actually really don't know how it went. One day I just came home from school. I think I was like just crying, just like perpetually crying. Or will feel like I gotta turn that off, bro. I think I was just crying for like no reason, but there was a reason, and the reason actually I'm not getting into that reason. That Batman is not getting the information out of me. I'm not gonna lie, but I was crying, and my mom was having. Well, my mom like saw that I was crying and wanted to know why, and I just couldn't tell her why. I just could not tell her. I just kept on saying, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Which, by the way, from her perspective, that probably sucked. That was probably a sucky experience. Your own son telling you that that they can't tell you why they're feeling down. Like if I was my mom, I would feel like my son just didn't trust me. Which in hindsight, right now, I feel really bad for. I mean, in the moment, she took it kind of chill, kind of light. But it wasn't nothing personal. I just really struggle with sharing my emotions, sharing how I feel, sharing what's making me insanely upset. And in that moment, it was probably, I was like 7th grade. No, I think it was no, it was definitely 8th grade because there's all these like problems I've been having, all these mental battles I've been having, all really started occurring after 8th grade. So basically, actually, right after we were let back into school, cause 7th grade, no, 6th grade. I don't think I even finished my full year of 6th grade. I think it got ended early. We were in quarantine, and then we had to go through online school for the beginning of middle school. I think I'm not sure actually. I'm not sure. I think for the beginning of my middle school or 7th grade, I had to do online school, and then we were allowed to go back to school. No, because I would be allowed to go back. That makes no sense. So I don't know. I don't know how the details were, but I was in quarantine. I was able to go back into quarantine, or go back to school. And this is 8th grade now, and at this point, things were already going downhill. All right, that's when things started going downhill, and this is probably around the time where I was having this canon event with my mom. I just couldn't tell her why. Still not telling anybody why unless something happens. But yeah, bottling up your emotions, not good. Forgot why I started talking about this. Right when I went on this little side rant. Like, I really forgot why. Oh shit, I forgot why. Uh, come on, man. Why did you start talking about this? Oh my god, I gotta pause the recording again. Right, remember, because I was gonna say the big thing, but then I was saying how it was hard for me to say the big thing, and then I got into that little rant. And the big thing. Let me give you some more. Let me give you some more briefing, okay? So today, talking to my mom. Wait, didn't I already start talking about this? Driver's ed. I had a driver's ed. Yeah, I started. I don't know if I started talking. I've done like 3 recordings. I don't. Things are getting jumbled up. Okay. Um. So I was talking to my mom about driver's ed. Wasn't doing it. Cause procrastinating. But the main reason. But that's kind of the second reason why I wasn't doing it. The main reason, along with the reason why I don't really strive to like do good in school, why I don't really care about doing things at all, as less not like I used to, is really just because I just don't feel like it would matter in due time, and I'm really sugarcoating it. I'm trying to just get the words out. Okay, let me, instead of doing what I did last recording where I just sugarcoated it for like 15 minutes straight, I'm gonna like say this. I really struggle with saying the word suicide in the sentence I'm trying to say it in. It's not even the word suicide, it's suicidal. I'm trying to say that word in the sentence. In the sentence I'm trying to get out, but I'm struggling so hard right now. And I just can't. I don't know why I can't say that word in this specific sentence. It's really bad. I think, and I actually wrote about this in the doc. This exact thing. I wrote about it in doc number 3. And let me tell you one thing. Talking about how you wouldn't be alive in this current moment right now because of something that can go away in an instant, or the only reason you're alive is because of the guilt you would feel if you did like kill yourself, is not easy to say or write out or even think about. I was writing that on this doc, and for a solid 30 minutes I wrote 1 page about like basically this, and it probably took me 2 hours because I just kept on crying. It was so hard to talk about this, so extremely hard to talk about this. And the only reason I'm probably not sobbing up right now is because I've already talked about it like 3 times now. 2 recording. Well, I talked about it on the doc, which was the first time. Cried for literal hours. And then I said it on 2 recordings that I scrapped. But it's so hard to talk about committing suicide. Even if it's just to yourself, it's incredibly difficult. Which I realized. And I would just, even thinking about it makes me want to tear up. And I don't know why. I don't know if this means, because I feel like what I feel like is I don't see a point in like living right now, but I start tearing up when I think that way. So I don't know why. So I'm thinking maybe something deep inside me knows that I do want to keep on living. I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird feeling. It's a really weird feeling. And I'll tell you right now, I would not be here. You would not hear this recording if it wasn't for what I said before, guilt. Yeah, I feel like I would feel very guilty. I'm alive right now for one reason. I'm not gonna discuss that. But I'm alive right now for one reason, and it's just really sad for that reason. Like, I'm alive I'm alive so something else won't die, or essentially die. And I'm kind of like putting that in a riddle. I just don't really want to say exactly what it is all. But I'm alive for somebody else, you could say. You can, it's like, this isn't like exactly how it is for what I'm trying to say. But I saw TikTok. It was like dudes won't like kill themselves because they don't want to leave, like, let's say, their parents with a dead child, or their siblings with, or like their brother with a dead brother. They don't want to leave. They don't want to leave that permanent scar on their family. It's kind of like that, but like kind of different to an extent. I don't really know how to describe it without not describing it, because I don't really want to describe it. But you can probably get a gist of what I'm trying to say. I'm alive for a purpose, and the part that really gets to me is that I've felt this way for so long, and over this period of time, like I'm telling since 8th grade. I'm in 12th grade now. I'm a senior in high school. So since 8th grade, how long was that? Like 4? No, you couldn't even say 7th grade. I'll say 8th grade. So I'll say like 6 to 5 years. I've felt this way, and I felt like that guilt that guilt that's been holding me back, that guilt that's been literally keeping me alive, is like fading, like just very slowly. And I feel like if I don't kind of get help for something like this, don't talk to somebody, then that guilt is just going to go away. I'm going to get to the point where I just don't care. I'm going to see life as completely meaningless. I'm not going to want to do anything. And I mean, that'll be it. I mean, once I get to that point, I mean, it's donezo, bro. Little bro's getting 200 pumped. He's gonna somehow find a way to 200 pump himself. And that's just I don't feel scared about that, to be honest. I feel like I would feel scared that I have a impending doom that will bestow upon me. But I don't feel too scared. I don't know why. I feel like if you knew that if you're going to die eventually, you would feel kind of scared. And from what I've felt, apparently I don't want to die. I don't know. Also, like I said earlier, extremely hard thing to talk about. Like, I forgot if I said this already. I might sound like I'm like happy or joyous a little bit, but I can tell you right now that I have been like, there have been tears running down my eyes for this entire recording. I'll tell you right now, this entire recording and the last 30-minute recording, tears just streaming down my eyes. And the ways I cope is making fun of things and silence. Those are the ways I cope. Making fun of things and silence. So I've been trying to keep a happy demeanor, yeah, bro. Happy composure, or whatever. And I'll tell you right now, this is not something easy to talk about. Not at all. It's just so weird. And so when my mom's talking to me about, what my future plans are, because I've talked a good bit about like college. I've even done research, talked about it, like what major I'm gonna go in and stuff. And I just, and in the moment she asks like, what do you want to do? And I just said, in the moment, like, get a job, because it's just kind of a side thing. What's the point? Okay, even I was in the right mind here. I wasn't like thinking like life is pointless. There's no point in college. There's no point in a job. Yeah, blah blah blah. College is buns, bro. College is probably gonna be buns. Like, I already hate school. I hate school with a passion right now. Okay, I hate it with a passion right now. So why would I go to college for 4 to 8 years to do more of the thing I hate? I'm good, bro. There's nothing I really want to learn. Like right now, like I've liked multiple different subjects a lot. Like for the first years of my life, I loved math, and then we get into high school math, and I found out there's like levels to this shit, and I'm like, math is bogus, and I don't want to do this shit no more. And then I realized that I have a really like a pretty good passion for reading and writing, which was rediscovered after I wrote 400 pages of a doc, or yeah, 400 pages of a Google document in a year, just about life, how my life was going throughout that year. So I found out I had a real passion for reading and writing, and that's kind of what I'm kind of riding on right now. But when it comes down to things, I really just don't have a passion for anything, so I can't. So for the things I kind of have shown interest in, I don't want to pursue that through college. So I just said job, kind of like intending that I want to go to like trade school, but I didn't say that. I just said get a job. That's all I said. And so that led into like a 2-hour lecture about how that was stupid and how I can do so much better things with my life. Especially because even if I did, especially because apparently because she is a military veteran, my tuition is free if I did go to college. So imagine the disappointment on your parents' face when you say, a year earlier, yeah, I kind of want to go to college. I'm looking into the college and stuff, type shit, and she says, oh yeah, your tuition will be free. It's just gonna be all good. And then you say a year later, I think I'm just gonna go get a job at Costco or something, bro. Ugh, man. If my son said that to me, I would not have taken it as lightly as my mom did. Oh my days. But even then, still not going to college. Probably just gonna go into trade school and time, yada yada yada. Forgot why I started talking about. I have a really bad problem with talking about this. By the way, I don't know if I'm normally talking about anything else regarding my mental health. I might even end the recording here. I'm not gonna drag it out long. I kind of got my main point across, which is I just don't try when I do anything now because I just don't see myself living long enough to have anything I work for right now matter. I don't see me living long enough to have my good grades matter. I don't see me living long enough to like, what's the point in taking an SAT to get into a good college? And first of all, I'm not even going to college. And second of all, will I even live long enough to go to college? Yeah, if I did want to go. Yeah, what's the point in getting a driver's license when I won't live long enough to even get the driver's license? If I get a car, that's like the ultimate. Like, it's so fast. It's so fast. I said this I remember I was reading the doc number 3 before I started recording, so I can kind of get a rough idea of what I want to talk about here. And in the doc, I was saying about how I thought, I thunk and thunks, kind of what I was saying at the beginning of this recording, just thinking and thinking about these problems I was having, and it was just so stressful. It's so stressful, every day I'm just thinking about how I just want to off myself, and back in my mind, or just a part of me doesn't want that to happen. I don't want that. Yeah, so I'm just thinking and thinking and thinking, stressful. And then on talk I said, but of course, there's a permanent solution to these problems. There's a very permanent solution. That is offing myself. Very permanent solution. And the main point I made was that it would be quick. It's a quick permanent solution. And getting into a devastating car crash is a very quick and permanent solution. Probably shouldn't be saying that while I'm actively taking driver's ed. So let me make a promise to you, to those that may watch this. I'm not going to off myself, okay? I promise. At least not in the next year. Okay, you got like a year grace period. In that time, I should probably will find help. maybe this is more of just a practice, you could say. Because when I say I'm really bad at I feel like I don't need to elaborate. Because anything I could be going through right now, other people have gone through. So I feel like I don't need to really elaborate too much on this, but to like make you understand what I'm trying to feel, what I feel. But it's like it's really bad. I really, really struggle with sharing anything. Well, I'm a naturally closed off person. I don't share anything. Jerry! Fucking Jerry, dude. I don't share anything normally. Right? So sharing like my mental state and stuff, not that feels impossible. Basically, feels absolutely impossible. Can't do it. Haven't done it. So it's kind of just like practice. Like even talking about this when I was talking more about the suicidal stuff, armpits were itching. Okay, armpits were itching, on the verge of sweating. During the first recording, it was so bad. You know, because I was a little bit more tapped in the first recording because I was playing survival Minecraft, just vanilla Minecraft. So a little bit more, I don't know, chillaxed. There's a really nice atmosphere, sense of aloneness, but at the same time a sense of, it feels like somebody's here when I'm talking about this, but it seems like it doesn't. I don't know. I just get nervous even talking to like, I'm talking to a mic, bro, into a video, and I'm getting nervous. I feel nervous. I don't want to share this. I have the control to not post this. I'm going to, because it feels like a big waste of time if I didn't, and I feel like I failed myself if I didn't post this. Because, you know, like, what's the point? I've basically said the same thing to myself over and over again, just randomly throughout the day in my mind, out loud sometimes. I'm in the shower. Oh, shower is a goated spot to talk about my mental health. Goated spot. While showering and taking a dump, goated spot, bro. Absolutely radical spot. Or radical spots. But yeah. Be no point in this little exercise if I didn't post it. Clicking that post button or that upload button is probably gonna be the hardest part of all this. Alright, yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm not gonna drag this out any longer. I don't think there's anything I want to say. Yeah, I think that's good. Also, you might not see another video from me for a while. Not because of the reasons I've stated in here. More so just because I'm getting tired of this goddamn game, dude. I'm so tired of Skyblock.